Success begins in the mind, long before it ever shows up in your bank account, your career, or your lifestyle. If you want to change your life, you must first change the way you think. That's why mindset is the very first step in this six-part journey. Most people think of success as something outside themselves, a destination they reach someday. They believe that if they just get lucky or meet the right person or stumble upon the right opportunity, everything will fall into place. But here's the truth. Success is not an event. It's an identity. Success is a frequency. Imagine the world as a giant radio, broadcasting endless stations. Success is playing on one of those stations right now. The only question is, are you tuned in? If not, you won't hear it. You won't see opportunities, you won't feel the energy, and you won't have the courage to act when the chance comes. So how do you tune into that frequency? It starts by becoming the kind of person who can receive it. You have to shape your mind, your attitude, and your character until they match the life you want. Step 1. Take 100% responsibility. The very first step is also the hardest for most people. Take full responsibility for your life. Not 50%, not 90%, a full 100%. When you take responsibility, you give up blaming other people. You stop saying, it's because of the economy, or I wasn't born into the right family, or no one supports me. You stop waiting for someone to save you. Taking responsibility is not about guilt, it's about power. When you say, I am responsible, you are saying, I have the power to change this. Responsibility gives you control, and control gives you freedom. Think of your life like a car. If you're not holding the steering wheel, someone else is driving. Maybe fear, maybe laziness, maybe other people's opinions. Taking responsibility means grabbing the wheel and saying, I choose where we're going. Step 2, build a growth mindset. Once you take responsibility, the next step is to build a growth mindset. A fixed mindset says, I am the way I am, I can't change, I either have talent or I don't. A growth mindset says, I can learn anything, I can get better, I can grow. This is a game changer. When you believe you can grow, every challenge becomes an opportunity to improve. Every failure becomes a lesson. Every obstacle becomes a chance to get stronger. Growth mindset people don't avoid difficulty, they seek it. They know that growth lives on the edge of discomfort. So if you feel fear or resistance, that's usually a sign you're on the right track. Step 3, reprogram your thoughts. Your mind is like a computer. What you feed it is what it runs on. If you spend all day listening to negative news, gossip, and complaints, don't be surprised if your life feels negative. Start feeding your mind with positivity and power. Read books that inspire you. Watch videos that educate and motivate you. Surround yourself with conversations that lift you up, not drag you down. You can even reprogram your subconscious with affirmations and visualization. Every morning, speak powerful words over your life. I am capable. I am disciplined. I attract the right people and opportunities. Close your eyes and picture yourself already living the life you want. See it, feel it, believe it. Your mind will start finding ways to make it real. Step 5. Let go of the victim story. Many people carry a silent story. I can't because of where they were born, because of what happened in the past, because of who hurt them. But carrying that story is like dragging a heavy chain behind you. It slows you down. Let go of the victim story. Forgive the people who hurt you, not for them, but for you. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. And decide right now that your past does not get to write your future. Step 6. Choose empowering beliefs. Beliefs are like glasses. If your beliefs are negative, you see the world as dark and hopeless. If your beliefs are empowering, you see possibility everywhere. Choose beliefs that push you forward. My effort creates my results. I am capable of learning anything. Setbacks make me stronger. When you change what you believe, you change what you see. Step 7. Build self-confidence through action. Mindset isn't just thinking, it's also doing. The fastest way to build confidence is to take action. Confidence doesn't come first, you act first, then confidence follows. When you take small steps forward, even if they scare you, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Each action builds a little more trust in yourself. Before long, you start thinking, if I can do that, I can do the next thing too. Finally, change how you see failure. Most people think failure is the opposite of success. It's not. It's part of success. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than most people have even tried. They just didn't stop. Treat failure as feedback. Ask, what can I learn from this? How can I improve next time? 2. Clarity and vision. Designing the life you want. Now that you've built the foundation by shifting your mindset and taking responsibility for your life, it's time to answer an essential question. Where are you going? It's one thing to grab the steering wheel of your life. It's another thing entirely to decide what road you want to take. This is where clarity and vision come in. If mindset is the engine, clarity is the map. Without it, you may be driving fast, but you have no idea if you're heading in the right direction. Clarity is the process of discovering what you truly want. Not what your parents told you to want, not what society says you should want, but what lights you up inside. Vision is what happens when you take that clarity and turn it into a picture of your ideal future. Together, they create a powerful compass that will guide every decision you make. Why clarity matters. Imagine walking into a restaurant and when the waiter asks what you want, you reply, "I don't know, just bring me something." You'd probably end up with food you don't even like. Life works the same way. If you don't decide what you want, you'll end up with whatever life throws at you. And chances are, it won't be what you truly desire. Clarity matters because it gives you direction. You stop wandering aimlessly and start moving towards something specific. It filters your choices. When you know what you want, you can say yes or no faster. It boosts motivation. Working hard is easier when you have a clear reason why. It eliminates overwhelm. You stop chasing every shiny object because you know where you're headed. Without clarity, you live reactively, always responding to circumstances instead of creating them. Step 1. Define your ideal life. Clarity begins by imagining your life as you want it to be, not as it currently is. This is not about being realistic. It's about giving yourself permission to dream. Ask yourself, what does my perfect day look like? Where do I live?
Part 3. Building habits and systems, turning vision into daily action. You now have a powerful mindset, Part 1, and a crystal clear vision, Part 2. But here's the truth. Vision without action is just a dream. This is where most people get stuck. They know what they want. They even feel motivated, but they never translate that desire into consistent daily action. The bridge between where you are now and where you want to be is built out of habits and systems. Motivation might get you started, but habits keep you going. Systems make success predictable. When you learn to design your life around habits and systems, you stop relying on willpower. And that's when transformation becomes automatic.
Part 4. Overcoming fear and building resilience, turning setbacks into strength. By now you have a strong mindset, a clear vision, and the habits and systems to move you toward it. But let's be honest, life won't always cooperate. Challenges will come. Plans will fall apart. Fear will creep in and whisper, "Who are you to do this?" This is where most people quit. Not because they don't have talent or potential, but because they don't know how to handle fear and failure. Part 4 is about learning to face fear, build resilience, and turn setbacks into stepping stones. When you master this, nothing can stop you, because you stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as training grounds. Fear, the silent saboteur. Fear is one of the biggest reasons people never live up to their potential. It stops them from starting, from taking risks, from putting themselves out there. But fear itself isn't the enemy. Fear is simply information, a signal that you're stepping outside your comfort zone. In fact, fear usually shows up when you are on the edge of growth. The real enemy is letting fear control your decisions. Step 1. Name the fear. The first step to overcoming fear is to bring it into the light. Most people feel fear as a vague sense of anxiety. When you name it, it loses power. Ask yourself, what exactly am I afraid of? What's the worst-case scenario if that actually happened? Often you'll realize the fear isn't as catastrophic as your mind makes it out to be. Step 2. Change your relationship with fear. Instead of waiting for fear to disappear, expect it to be there and move forward anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action in spite of fear. Start reframing fear as a sign you're on the right track. If something scares you, it often means it matters. You can even say to yourself, this fear means I'm growing. This is where the magic happens. Step 3. Use fear as fuel. Fear produces energy, adrenaline, focus, alertness. Instead of letting that energy paralyze you, use it to perform better. Think of how athletes feel before a big game. They're nervous, but they channel that energy into peak performance. You can do the same before a big presentation, interview, or life decision. Failure, the greatest teacher. Just like fear, failure is often misunderstood. Most people see failure as proof that they aren't good enough. In reality, failure is feedback, a teacher that shows you what doesn't work so you can improve. Step 4. Redefine failure. Instead of asking, what if I fail, ask, what will I learn if I fail? Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every successful entrepreneur, athlete, artist, or leader has failed more times than most people have even tried. Thomas Edison famously said, I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Step 5. Build a bounce-back plan. Resilience is the ability to recover quickly after setbacks. Here's how to build it. 1. Feel it fully. Don't suppress disappointment. Acknowledge it, process it, then release it. 2. Look for lessons. Write down what you learned. 3. Adjust your approach. Use the lesson to make your next attempt better. 4. Get back in the game quickly. The longer you stay down, the harder it is to get up. Step 6. Build mental toughness. Mental toughness is like a muscle. It grows when you challenge it. Here are some ways to train it. Do something hard every day. Take cold showers. Wake up early. Finish the workout even when you want to quit. Practice discomfort on purpose. Speak up in meetings. Try something new. Push yourself outside your comfort zone. Surround yourself with resilient people. Their mindset will rub off on you. Step 7. Develop emotional resilience. Resilience isn't just about action, it's also about staying grounded emotionally. Practice mindfulness. Meditation or deep breathing helps calm the mind during stress. Journal regularly. Writing your thoughts helps process emotions and gain perspective. Keep gratitude lists. Gratitude shifts focus from what went wrong to what's still good. Turning pain into purpose. One of the most powerful things you can do is turn your struggles into fuel. Think about some of the most inspiring people in history. They often went through immense pain but used it to create something meaningful. When you face difficulty, ask yourself, how can I use this experience to grow? How can I use this pain to help others? When your struggle becomes part of a bigger purpose, it no longer feels meaningless. The growth zone. Imagine 3 circles. Comfort zone feels safe, but no growth happens here. Fear zone feels scary, but this is where growth begins. Growth zone, where confidence and mastery are built, but you only reach it by moving through fear. Each time you step through fear, your comfort zone expands. What once scared you becomes normal. Key takeaway. Fear and failure are not signs that you are off track. They are signs that you are on the path to growth. Feel the fear and move anyway. See failure as feedback, not finality. Bounce back quickly and adjust your approach. Use discomfort to build mental and emotional strength. When you stop running from fear and start running through it, you become unstoppable. Resilience is what allows you to keep going long enough to win.
Part 5. Choosing empowering beliefs and identity. Becoming the person who wins. At this point, you've worked on your mindset, clarified your vision, built habits, and learned how to face fear and failure. You're moving forward. But there's still one thing that can hold you back more than anything else: the story you tell yourself about who you are. Your beliefs and your identity act like an invisible thermostat. No matter how hard you work, if your internal set point says you're not the kind of person who deserves success, you'll unconsciously sabotage yourself until you're back at the level you believe is normal for you. Part 5 is about breaking that invisible ceiling by upgrading your beliefs and identity. Because once you see yourself as the kind of person who succeeds, success stops being something you chase and becomes something you naturally attract. Beliefs, the filters that shape your reality. Everything you experience in life passes through the filter of your beliefs. If you believe life is hard, you'll see problems everywhere. If you believe opportunities are everywhere, you'll notice chances that others miss. If you believe I can't change, you'll stop trying. If you believe I can learn anything, you'll keep growing until you succeed. Your beliefs literally shape the opportunities you notice, the actions you take, and the results you get. Step 1. Identify your limiting beliefs. Before you can build empowering beliefs, you have to uncover the ones holding you back. Ask yourself, what do I believe about money, success, love, or myself? Do these beliefs help me grow or hold me back? Where did I learn them? Parents, school, culture? Are they even true? Some limiting beliefs include, I'm not smart enough. I always mess things up. People like me don't get rich. I am too old or too young to start. Write them down. Bringing them to light is the first step to breaking their power. Step 2. Choose empowering beliefs. Once you've identified the limiting ones, consciously choose new ones that move you forward. Examples of empowering beliefs are, I am capable of learning anything I need to succeed. Setbacks make me stronger. My effort creates my results. I am worthy of success. Opportunities are everywhere, and I attract the right ones. You don't have to fully believe them right away. The key is to start repeating them until they become natural. Step 3. Reprogram your mind. Your subconscious mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you plant repeatedly will grow. Here's how to reprogram it. 1. Affirmations. Speak your empowering beliefs out loud daily. I am disciplined. I am a creator of value. I am confident and courageous. 2. Visualization. Close your eyes and picture yourself living as this upgraded version of you. See the details. Feel the emotions. 3. Evidence collection. Each day, look for small wins that confirm your new belief. For example, if you're building the belief, I am disciplined, notice every time you keep a promise to yourself, even small ones, like making your bed or drinking a glass of water when you wake up. The more evidence you collect, the faster your brain starts to see this as your new reality. Identity, the deepest level of change. Beliefs are powerful, but identity goes deeper. Your identity is who you think you are, and you will always act in alignment with who you believe yourself to be. For example, if you believe I'm not a runner, you might try running for a few days, but you'll eventually quit because running doesn't match your identity. If you believe I am a runner, you run even when it's raining, even when you're tired, because that's just who you are. This is why identity-based change is so powerful. Step 4. Upgrade your self-image. Instead of focusing only on what you want to achieve, focus on who you want to become. Ask yourself, who is the person who has the life I want? How do they think, speak, act, and carry themselves? What habits and standards do they live by? Then start embodying that identity, now, before the external results show up. If your goal is to be financially free, act like someone who respects money. Budget, save, invest. If your goal is to be fit, act like a healthy person. Move daily. Eat nourishing foods. Step 5. Live with integrity. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your new identity. Each time you break one, you weaken it. Self-trust is built through action. If you want to see yourself as disciplined, start by keeping one small commitment a day, even something simple like making your bed or drinking a glass of water when you wake up. Over time, these actions stack up and form a powerful self-image. I am the kind of person who does what I say I will do. Step 6. Guard your mind. The people and information you surround yourself with will either reinforce your old identity or help build your new one. Spend time with people who inspire you, who believe in growth, who challenge you to rise higher. Limit exposure to negativity, news, gossip, or people who constantly complain. Read books, listen to podcasts, and consume content that supports your new identity. You become what you repeatedly consume. Identity shifts take time. Be patient. Changing identity is not an overnight process. It happens through repeated action and reinforcement. Think of yourself as an actor rehearsing for a role. At first, it feels unnatural, but the more you practice, the more convincing you become, until one day, you're not pretending anymore. You are that person. Key takeaway. When you upgrade your beliefs and identity, you stop fighting against yourself. Success becomes inevitable because your thoughts, actions, and self-image are aligned. Identify and replace limiting beliefs. Repeat empowering beliefs until they feel natural. Act like the person you want to become, starting now. Surround yourself with people and ideas that reinforce your new identity. When you change who you believe you are, everything else follows. You don't just achieve success, you become the kind of person who creates it again and again.
Part 6. Taking bold action and creating momentum. Becoming unstoppable. You've come a long way. You've built a powerful mindset. You've created a clear vision for your life. You've established habits and systems to make progress automatic. You've learned to face fear and turn failure into feedback. You've chosen empowering beliefs and reshaped your identity. Now comes the most important part: action. Because no matter how clear your vision is, no matter how powerful your mindset is, nothing changes until you do something. This final part is about taking bold, consistent action and building momentum, the force that turns small beginnings into unstoppable success. Why bold action matters. Most people spend their lives waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect confidence. But perfection never comes. Action is what creates clarity, confidence, and opportunities. Clarity grows through action. You can't think your way into a perfect plan. You figure things out by trying, learning, and adjusting. Confidence grows through action. You don't wait until you feel brave. You act first, and courage follows. Opportunities appear through action. Doors open when you knock. Bold action means you stop waiting and start creating. Step 1. Break the perfection trap. Perfectionism is often just fear in disguise. It tells you, I'll start when I have everything figured out. But waiting for perfect conditions keeps you stuck. Adopt the mindset, done is better than perfect. Launch the project, send the email, make the call. Take the first step, even if it's messy. You can always refine later, but you can't edit a blank page. Step 2. Take massive, imperfect action. Success loves speed. The faster you act, the faster you learn, and the faster you grow. Instead of spending months overthinking, commit to rapid experimentation. Make a list of small, bold actions that move you towards your vision. Commit to taking at least one every day, even if it scares you. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Momentum is built through action, not just planning. Step 3. Use the 2-minute rule to beat procrastination. If you struggle to start, use the 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Or if the task is big, shrink it down to something you can do in 2 minutes. Want to start exercising? Just put on your workout shoes. Want to start writing? Write 1 sentence. Once you start, you'll often keep going because getting started is the hardest part. Step 4. Focus on high-impact actions.
Not all actions are equal. Some move you forward much faster than others. Identify the 20% of actions that create 80% of results. This is known as the Pareto principle. Examples: if you're building a business, focus on sales and marketing before perfecting the logo. If you're getting fit, focus on sleep, nutrition, and movement, not the perfect workout plan. Ask yourself daily, what's the one thing I can do today that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? Do that first. Step 5. Create momentum loops. Momentum works like a snowball. Once it starts rolling, it grows bigger and faster. Here's how to create momentum loops. 1. Take a small action. 2. Get a small result. 3. Celebrate the win. 4. Take the next action. Each loop builds confidence and motivation, making the next step easier. Step 6. Build an action-friendly environment. Make action easier by removing friction. Keep tools and resources ready. Notebook on desk, gym bag packed. Use accountability partners. Tell someone your goal so you stay committed. Limit distractions. Turn off notifications, set focused work blocks. When your environment supports action, momentum builds naturally. Step 7. Embrace consistency over intensity. Big, dramatic efforts feel exciting, but they're hard to sustain. What creates real momentum is consistency. Write every day, even just 100 words. Exercise regularly, even just 10 minutes. Save money consistently, even small amounts. Small, repeated actions compound into massive results, just like we saw in part 3. Step 8. Reflect, adjust, and keep moving. Momentum doesn't mean blindly pushing forward. You also need to pause, reflect, and adjust course. Every week, ask yourself, what worked well this week? What slowed me down? What's my next bold action? This keeps you aligned with your vision and ensures you keep moving in the right direction. The power of momentum. When you start taking consistent action, something amazing happens. Opportunities seem to appear because you're out in the world, meeting people, trying things. Confidence grows because you're proving to yourself you can do hard things. Life feels exciting because you're no longer waiting, you're creating it. Momentum makes success feel inevitable. Key takeaway: bold action is the final ingredient that brings everything together. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Take massive, imperfect action now. Focus on high-impact steps and build consistency. Use momentum loops to keep going. Action, result, celebration, more action. When you take bold action day after day, your vision stops being a dream and starts becoming your reality. The journey never ends. With part 6, you've completed this 6-part journey, but this is only the beginning. Success isn't a one-time event. It's a way of living. It's about continually shaping your mindset, refining your vision as you grow, building habits that support your next level, facing fear and turning failure into fuel, upgrading your identity so success feels natural, taking action again and again until momentum carries you forward. You are no longer waiting for life to happen. You are creating it, boldly, intentionally, and consistently.